Hello everyone, how are you? Hope you are doing very well. Welcome to our English class. Today we will continue lesson 23 and we will learn more about possessive pronouns and suffixes er and est. During this class time we will cover page 127 and 130 from your journey, which is your small book. So if you are ready, please open page 131st. Let's read it. So connect the writing part. How can we write? How can we connect two sentences by using possessive pronouns? For example, let's check my first sentence. It say, my brother's favorite toy is my brother's wooden car. So instead of second my brother, we can use his. This wooden car for who? His wooden car. So instead of this sentence, I can use the second sentence, which is smoother sentence. So it say, my brother's favorite toy is his wooden car. Who is this he? My brother. So if we are talking about a boy, we will say his. If I'll talk about a girl, I'll say her. Okay? So let's read the second example. It say, my cousin's friends are going to my cousin's house, she said. So there are two my cousins. Instead of second my cousins, I can use their. Why I didn't use this like the first sentence? Because check, my cousins. So it is plural this time. If it is plural, which means plural means more than one person. So in this one, my cousins, I have more than one cousin. So my cousins represent their. So I'll say my cousin's friends are going to their house, she says. Okay? So let's check your exercise part. It say, replace the underlined possessive noun with a possessive pronoun. Write the sentence. So it say, Lucy's favorite aunt is Lucy's aunt Deborah. Lucy is a girl or boy? It's a girl, right? So in this situation, I can use her. So I'll write, Lucy's favorite aunt is her aunt Deborah. Good job. What about second sentence? Let's read it first. The family's first stop will be at the family's old house. In this sentence, actually there are two options. By using family, you can talking about the members in a family. So if it is plural, you will write there. But sometimes we are talking about just a family, so we can say it's also represent a singular noun. If it is like this, we will write it's here. So in this sentence, I know I'm talking about the members in a family, so I'll make it plural. So it will be, the family's first stop will be at their old house. Good job. What about third sentence? It say, Jack let Lucy borrow Jack's headphones for the trip. This headphones belongs to who? Jack. Jack is a boy or girl? Boy. So Jack is just one person and it's a boy. In this situation, instead of Jack's, I will write his headphones. Jack let Lucy borrow his headphones for the trip. What about fourth sentence? Sorry. So it say, will Aunt Deborah's new puppy be at Aunt Deborah's house? Lucy asked. Aunt Deborah is just one person, right? And if I use aunt, I know Aunt Deborah is a girl. So in this situation, what can I do? I can write her instead of Aunt Deborah's. So I'll write, will Aunt Deborah's new puppy be at her house? Lucy asked. Good job. What about last sentence? It say, Dad said hand me that car keys. That. It represents a boy, right? So in this situation, what should I write instead of that? I can write his car keys. Dad said, hand me his car keys. Good. So, right now please open page 127. Let's talk about suffixes er and est. So, remember our previous class. We already teach them. Remember er first. While comparing two actions, two objects, two things, I use er. But if I want to compare more than two things, two actions, two objects, two people, so in this situation I need to use est. And while using est, remember always there should be the in the sentence. Okay, let's read the question first. It says, read the paragraph which is given here. Circle the words with the suffix er or est. Then write the words the suffixes were added to on the lines below. So we will find the suffixes words and then we will write them here. Okay, let's read the paragraph. It says, Saturday was the loveliest, sunniest day we have had during our car trip. Can you see any word with suffixes er or est? Yes. Remember est. Before est, I said there should be always the. After the, it said loveliest instead of lovely, and instead of sunny, we write sunniest. So I can say loveliest is my first word with suffix, and sunniest is my second word with suffix est. Okay, let's continue to read. It says, the weather in San Francisco was colder than I had expected though. So, can you see any suffixes er or est? Check the sentence again. So, colder, right? I compared the weather between two cities. So, colder than I had expected. So, I can write colder as my third word. Let's read this next sentence. We walked across the Golden Gate Bridge and met the kindest people. Kindest. Before kindness, see, there is the here. So, instead of kind, I add est. So, kindness will be my next word. Okay, let's continue. It says, they were nice to take photos of us. Can you see any word with er or est? No, not in the sentence. Okay, let's continue. Leaving San Francisco was harder than leaving Salt Lake City had been. So until here, can you see any word with er or est? Good, harder, right? So I compare leaving San Francisco and leaving Salt Lake. I compare two things. Because of this, I use harder. And if you compare two things after this, you need to put than. Check, there is also than here. So if you compare two things, we will put er and than. So harder will be my next word to write. So let's continue. It says, but we were all happier when we thought about our next adventure. What is the last one? Happier, right? So instead of happy, I wrote happier. So happier will be my last word with er. Good job. So let's continue. In the same page, it says, add the suffix er or est to create new words. Complete the sentence. So this word is already given to me. I just need to change them by using er or est. How can I decide it? First of all, let's read the first sentence. It says, Raymond Johnson is the uncle in the world. If you see the, what I said, I need to add est, right? So in this situation, I compare Raymond Johnson with so many uncle. In this situation, I need to write Raymond Johnson is the nicest uncle in the world. I add est actually, but I know nice is already finished with e. Instead of writing e again, I just add s and t. Nicest uncle in the world. What about next sentence? I need to change dark. How can I change it? The sky is tonight than it was last night. I compare two nights, right? Tonight and last night. So if I compare two things, I need to add er or est. Good. I need to add er. So, and also I know if I see than in the sentence, I just need to add er. Let's make it. The sky is darker tonight than it was last night. Good job. What about next sentence? My word will be strange. It say, this is the trip I have ever taken. So if you see the and if there is no than in the sentence, after the I need to add est, right? So it will be strangest. So I know strange is already finished with e. Instead of writing e again, I just add st. Sometimes you can see most strange in conversation, but the right one is while writing we will say this is the strangest trip I have ever taken. So what about the last sentence? It say my sister Lucinda is 2 years than I am. So if you see than, what you need to write, er or est? So in this one, I just compare two people, right? I compare my sister and myself. So how can I write it? My sister Lucinda is 2 years younger than I am. Good job. So if you want, you can check this table. For example, for big, if you want to change big, we will write bigger if you compare two things. If you compare more than two things, in this situation, it will be biggest. So for short, if you compare two things, we will write shorter. And if you compare more than two things, it will be shortest. Okay? You can check this table. This is your revision part. Thank you so much. Take care of you.